Okay, lightest and best people, we're here at Blade 2017 and we have Brian Tighe and Friends, Dave Reeser, who's going to talk to us a little bit about it now. How did you start the company? How did you meet Brian Tighe? How did that relationship all start?
I actually met Brian Tighe a few years ago at a Blade show, and we just started talking. Again, I was impressed with his designs. I never actually owned one of his knives, but we started talking and talked about his manufacturing, how he was doing his stuff. I actually have a tool shop and I do engineering work. Turns out, as we talked, he needed help with that. So I began helping him with some of his designs and providing some engineering work for him. And as the relationship grew, I started working into doing a little bit of machining for him. And as that developed, I started having conversations with Brian about his kind of product line and how things have evolved for him. I talked to him about how he came about licensing his stuff to CRKT and Spyderco and whatnot. And while I'd been doing machine work for many other customers through my tool and die shop, we never made our own product. So I started talking to Brian about what appeared to be a kind of like a little bit of a gap in his knife line. You could buy the lower end, more economical CRKT imports and stuff like that for under $100, or you could buy his custom knives, which started at like $700 and went up. But we started talking about the fact that it really doesn't have anything in the middle, kind of like the mid-tech type of stuff. And he was very interested in it. I was interested in making our own knives, actually making a finished product from our shop. And so we just it just kind of blossomed into a business, and so that's what we started doing, is filling that gap and providing a mid-tech version of that are his custom designs, but not quite the exotic materials and not the laborious process that he used for some of his custom knives.
One of the beautiful things you've done with his designs is you took a custom design and you made it smaller and lighter into the TIE Fighter Small, and I'm going to pan down to a TIE Fighter Small. Go ahead and tell us about how that all came about and what your idea with that was.
There really wasn't I would say, it was just pretty simple, really. We started off designing the large TIE Fighter, and he was making that as a custom knife. We were going to turn that into the mid-tech line, and Brian just knew from his experience that we needed something smaller that people would like to carry every day, but try and keep the same design. So him and I just, one week, we just started working on engineering to take his large and scale it down to see what we could come up with. And we came up with a small. This is sold only through Brian Tighe and Friends as a mid-tech. He doesn't have this as his custom, so it's been the best seller.
One of the things that's unique about Tighe Designs are that he uses a button lock. Tell me about your opinions about the button lock, the advantages, disadvantages, and all about the button lock.
Yeah, the button lock is something that Brian uses a lot. It's a really unique design. He's spent a lot of time getting the detent to work correctly and getting the lockup to work. The thing that I like about the button lock and why I think it's a lot better than a liner lock is that when you go to close the knife with a liner lock, you're putting your fingers right in the way of where you're trying to close the knife. With a button lock, you don't have to. You're just pushing it with your thumb and you don't have to get your fingers in the way. I think that's a huge advantage. And it's just, it makes the knife a lot simpler.
Dave, thank you so much for your time, and you do wonderful products. Keep up the great work.
Thank you.